Now today we have not one, not two, but three automatic latte slash espresso machines that do everything from grinding your beans to frothing your milks. You can make custom lattes in a matter of minutes, but there's a few different models on the market, and I thought it'd be fun to break them down since I happen to have three of the better ones in my home. So we'll be checking out, this is the Philips LatteGo. We then have the DeLonghi Evo, and then the last one is this crazy Breville Creatista. It's something like that. But these two are very, very similar. A few different features. This one's a little more unique, but I thought it would still be fun to break down. So this one actually uses Nespresso pods, where these ones use fresh beans or pre-ground. So if you like Nespresso, it does still have the automatic frother and a ton of different customization options. So we'll be kind of going through all of them at once. So the first thing to do will be to break down what each machine has that are slightly different. And then we'll be going ahead and making a latte with each machine. And I guess both rating them and talking about the different tastes, I guess, and the different milk froth options and stuff like that. So let's get into it by looking at the Philips LatteGo first. Now the Philips LatteGo was the first automatic espresso machine I've ever had. So it not only can make you espressos, but it can do coffee, it can do Americanos, cappuccinos, which has milk froths. Here's the automatic LatteGo milk frother. Latte macchiatos, which is just more foam, but at the bottom. And then you can do like hot water for tea. Now, when you select your options, it gives you choices for your amount of beans. So that'd be your strength, the amount of water, and then the amount of foam, and then just your on and off button. This does have an auto clean feature, so you just have to descale it every once in a while. Now on the side is where you can find your hidden water jug right here. This can hold, I think, around 2 liters-ish. So you can just pull that out and fill it up when you need to. The thing I love is the LatteGo automatic espresso. So this is where the foam comes out of, is removable. So you can just place this in the fridge when you don't use it. And that way you don't have to worry about putting the exact amount of milk in. It just makes it easy that way. Now at the top, we have our beans. This is where our beans go in. These knobs help to customize the amount of beans coming out and also the fineness, so how ground they are. And then here you can actually put pre-ground coffee. So this little hidden compartment right here is for pre-ground, right there. So that will allow you to do pre-ground. Now just the last thing is this little knob, customizable. So if you have a little espresso cup, boom, you just move it down, simple. Moving on, we have the DeLonghi Magnifico Evo. Now, much like the other one, it does have a removable foamer. So this is the same thing. We can remove this, we can put it back in. But an extra bonus, this knob is a little bit more movable, so you can kind of place it in your cup a little better. You'll see what I mean when we get there. This top part is still movable. You can see you can just slide it up and down. The one thing I don't like, it has a separate attachment if you want hot water. So this one, the hot water will just come out regardless. This one, you need to use this little attachment. It's kind of annoying, but not a big deal. Now, as for the top options, it's actually a lot simpler. It has your latte customization. So that's how you can do a custom latte macchiato, cappuccino, espresso, coffee, over ice and hot water. Here is the cleaning mechanism, and then you can select your amount of beans right there. But in terms of customization, that's really it. You can't really customize the amount of foam on this one. You just get what you get. At the top, you still have your beans. You can still turn your dial there, and then the same slot for your pre-ground. So pre-ground available. Oh, one thing I didn't point out with the last model that I should point out with this one too. You just slide this out and it's easy to clean. That's where all your beans go, and that is where your water reservoir is for any dirty water, because these do self-clean at the end of the cycle. This one has the same thing. So you can see your beans go in there, boom. Super easy, super simple. Let's move on to the last one. Now, you can see those two had a lot in common with very small differences. This one has a lot of differences. So let's start with the fact it's an espresso. So you put your Nespresso pods in here. When I'm making like a cappuccino or something, I'm obviously using an espresso pod, but you can also do coffees in this and stuff like that. On the side, it has this compartment here, which I don't know. There we go. I can kind of open. This is where your Nespresso pods go into, your dirty ones. So that just kind of auto cycles out. Now that's pretty much it for this area. We can move the cup, and this platform can be slid up to accommodate an espresso cup. It's obviously a really well-made machine, so I have to say out of the three, this one has the best design. Like, it's all stainless steel. It looks great. It looks very modern as well. Or these are kind of, you know, plastic. They kind of look like they belong in a convenience store almost, but like the mini models. Now, this is the milk frother over here. Now, it has two options at the top here to customize your froth. One is the texture and one is the temperature. Now, that's going to change the texture both, but anyways. So you can play around with these. I like to just max it out. It comes with this cup right here, and then this nice milk frother. So this milk frother actually is also has a built-in temperature gauge, and that way it knows when your froth is at the perfect temperature. So you don't have to touch anything. You just fill this up to the line. There's a line somewhere in there. And once you fill it up, you just put it in, and this does the whole thing for you. So that's why this is kind of more automatic than most Nespresso machines, but still works amazing. So you're going to see that right away when we do our little demo here, and I'll be showing you each machine. And then you just kind of press here when we're putting in our espresso. So let's get to the actual taste testing and trying out the three machines. Okay, so I'm going to be starting these all at the same time, but the first thing I have to do is get my milk ready for this one, so I can start it at the same time. I maxed out the milk here at the 4 line. I definitely didn't need that much, but whatever. So we're going to place that in. Now, so we needed our espresso pod. We got that now. So I'm just going to put the espresso pod in. We're not going to start it yet though. So we're going to put our cups in. This one is ready to go. All I have to do is press this button and this button. That will start that. For this one, we're going to be making a latte macchiato for both. So we have to make sure our thing is right there. This, you don't have to worry about putting it too low. You can just kind of put it right above the frother. And then we'll just select latte macchiato because everything else is set. Now for this one, we have to press latte macchiato. We have all our settings. So I like to max stuff out. I'm actually going to lower the amount of water and raise, actually we'll do level 2 foam as well. And then 3 strength for beans. So we're going to go ahead and start them. We're going to start with this one. Cup. And we're going to start this one. And we're going to start this one. So these two models are now frothing the milk. So that's the step 1 to a latte macchiato. But this one, of course, does it in separate steps. So we have this going here. I thought I started that. Oh, so now I can start it. I see you can't actually run them at the same time. So we can see our milk froth going right here. This one is all done with the milk froth. That means next up is the espresso that's being made from the ground beans, or sorry, the fresh beans. And then this one will start that same process, and we'll start to see some espresso shoot out. Now our espresso's done here, so now we can see the milk starting to froth. And then here we go with the different espresso shot coming out. Look at that. Look at how rich that looks. And that just goes right in. Now we can add some sugar and stuff with this too, or some like flavoring syrup of some sort. And then look at this. That's why I love this machine. Look at the simple design. And we're going to be able to use all that milk froth for 1 drink, 2 drinks, or 3 drinks and just have it ready right to our desired texture and temperature. So there's those two right there. You can see our milk froth is done here. It's all done. Look at that. It gave us the perfect amount. So now we're going to pull this out first. Look at that. Look at that mechanism. And now it self-cleans itself. So now we can take our drink here and we can pour in our milk froth. Just customize the right amount. I'm not going to do any crazy designs here. And now I can just kind of place this off to the side for now. Okay, let's look at our 3 drinks. So first we have the Phillips. Look at that. That perfect 3-level latte macchiato. We then have the Magnifico Evo, which it looks like the milk didn't froth quite as nice this time. I've definitely seen it a lot better. So it might be time for a descaling. And then we have the Nespresso Barista Creatista, or however you pronounce it, which looks magnificent. Again, it's a little different because it's not milk, latte milk, etc., but still beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and give these drinks a taste. Okay, my favorite part where I get to taste test coffee and get a little jacked up before bed. So we're going to start with the latte machine from Philips. I have to say this one looks the best. Like, look at that beautiful design there. It just comes out perfect. The milk always froths perfect. And I've really noticed that about this machine. I've had it the longest and it's worked well. I've had to descale it twice and it always makes me a great drink. Does a good job with the beans. Really strong. I might actually need to lower that a little bit. I definitely need some syrup in there, but really nice taste from that one. Now on to our next one. This is the Magnifico Evo from DeLonghi. It definitely, the milk froth didn't quite stay as frothy, so the texture's not quite there, but everybody knows taste is king. Ooh, so it's a little waterier, so I'm only using the 2 bean setting, so that's something I could customize, but it just didn't froth the milk quite that well. I've had this one for around 6 months. I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. This is definitely the worst milk froth I've had. So it could be an error of some sort, but definitely not my favorite. And on to our last one, which is the Nespresso Barista. Best looking machine. I like the separate milk frother because you can make froth milk in seconds without having to do anything. And that's nice for more than just the machine. Nespresso pods are nice, so it's one of those machines that if you love Nespresso pods, you're probably going to love this machine. And it turns out pretty good because you can kind of customize it. So best espresso taste right here, by far. Honestly, my 2 favorite machines, if you like fresh ground beans and you like more options for your drinks, I find, this is the one to go for, especially with the automatic part here where it saves you 1 step. If you like Nespresso pods, this one, because this one just looks the best. They all kind of go for around the same. So I just like the design. I like the Nespresso pods. Honestly, overall, my favorite right there, not so much.